All right, totally new to some of this live stuff. Um, I don't know how many friends of mine have reached out to me panicking about everything that's going on. And it's like, you know, and it's hard not to panic in their situation, which, includes my own mother and everything else. And for most of everything, I have kind of went offline. About the few places that I actually do any posting now is on my YouTube, which is here, of course, and Smule, which is one of the places where I just am creative as far as, I do all my vocals and everything else, kind of my way of, practicing and whatever else, because I do musicals and, professional vocalist and whatever else. Um, I know I'm dramatic and everything, and that's just me. That's how I am. Uh, but just kind of reaching out to the um, everybody out there. Don't start. Everybody's like freaking out with everything that's going on. Like I said, it's hard not to, especially when everything is kind of in freeze mode and everything else. But I've been trying to stay on top of what's going on. Generally, I don't consider myself a politics type person. But I have been following a couple YouTubers more recently, just kind of watching how things are panning out because I do not watch the news. I do a lot of research online and whatever else, but I notice that even when I'm looking things up, things tend to get shifted around or taken down or whatever else to try and hide the truth about what's going on. So a couple of the people that I watch are Luke Beasley and David Packman. If you want to be actually informed about things and how things work and how things are going and whatever else, those are the two that I would recommend watching. As far as myself, that's where I pull my information from. I'm not going to sit there and listen to something that's all Trump infiltrated and everything else that, if you don't abide by him or whatever else, you're going to, he just does what he does, and it's pretty obvious if you're actually open minded and watch what's going on, you can understand what's going on, period. I'm not super articulate other than when I have, like a script in front of me, kind of running unscripted right now. I do have a podcast, which I haven't lately been able to upload anything to because I'm still working out, trying to figure out platforms and whatnot. Because this lady's not a spring chicken and she still needs some work on some of that, figuring out the computer stuff. Even though I used to do computer programming when that's in its new stages. So, well, whatever. Anywho, and just kind of on here, just telling people, and like I said, I reached out to so many of my friends and stuff who are just in panic mode because of everything that's going on. And as you can kind of tell, I myself am very exhausted with it all, mostly just because I tend to be a sounding board for a lot of people. And I've gotten quite a bit of hate, especially when I posted on TikTok. And it's funny because the algorithms picked up right away that I was being bullied on there, and then kind of silenced all of the comments. So there's still a couple comments still left on there, and I have not posted on TikTok since. I'm not going to delete TikTok just because there are some videos on there that I don't have anywhere else. They're just in TikTok. But and it's understandable why Trump wants TikTok on there, because it allows these people who just love this to be just nasty to each other can be nasty to each other. And I personally don't understand that. And they would say things, I'm sitting there laughing at the comments that people are making because it's like they just are looking for a response. And it's like, it's not worth my time to give a response. It's not worth my time to banter back and forth. I had, my schedule is so busy. I've got to, my youngest son, I'm not going to hide anything. He's in therapy. He's got issues. And he was born that way. So, in order to make people functional, sometimes people need therapy. Yeah. And that's not cheap. And, I don't have any aid from the state or government or anything like that to help support my family or anything like that. And a lot of my friends actually do. And I feel for them. There were times in my life when I needed that little extra boost just to be able to support my family until I could get myself back on my feet. I don't heavily support those people who are on it just for the sake of being on it, versus, you know, people that are rather able-bodied and can still work, um, instead of manipulating or using the system or whatever else. I mean, uh, you know, there were some of those things that I used that had limitations on them, time limitations. And it's like, okay, I know I've got a timeline. So then, you know, you become better at scheduling and figuring things out and how and what you're going to be doing. And I noticed I'd used some of it while I was still going to college. And one of my friends who recently went back to college, you know, that's what she's afraid of, because she's using some of that aid to help her get through school, so that way she can better her life and get out of using the system to help. And that's the thing that some of this stuff hurts the most, is those people that are really trying to get back on their feet, because it puts a stay on everything and it makes it very difficult for them to function. And of course, you know, they're scared, they're freaking out. There is due process with everything. So even though there may be a freeze on some things for a temporary period of time, try not to freak out. It will come back. I know it's going to be a tough period. And in particular, I deal with veterans on a daily basis. And I noticed one of them had recently put out a GoFundMe because everything was frozen in the system and everything else. She's not receiving anything right now, and her gas is currently turned off. I don't think any of this is fair. And I wish there was things that I could do to help. Right now, I'm not in a position to help anybody other than to be a verbal support, a shoulder to cry on, somebody to just talk you down off the ledge. You know, it's the best way that I can put it. And that as I said, it can be a bit draining trying to do so.
I'm saying to put the chicken outside. I just bother you.
You come here for a second, okay? I'm live right now. Please don't screw around. Gavin, don't screw around. Hold her in your arms. Hold her in your arms, not on your head. Come over here. Come here. All right. This is the youngest son. He's the one with some issues and has a therapist, right?
I don't want the butt showing to the viewers.
It's a chicken butt. I don't think they're worried.
Well, there's nobody actually watching on YouTube.
No, it's one of those things that'll end up being seen at a later time if people are subscribed. So don't worry. She's a pretty girl.
I really want to see her.
I know, she's sweet. This is part of Gavin's therapy, isn't she? Your animals? Okay, now you do need to put her back outside, because there are some things that need to be done before you come on, go.
I already took out Melody, and Brian's only telling me to make a pot of coffee, and he's interrogating me.
Did you have a better day today?
Yes, I got my reward today, actually.
Very good. And I love your little thingies that you got here too. That's very nice. And thank you for the kiwis. All right.
Actually planning on eating.
Please exit so I can finish.
Okay.
Thank you.
I really want to make them into like a drink.
Exit, please. Thank you.
But
We can use the frozen stuff for making a drink with. We won't use the fresh one. No, put her back outside right now. Later. That is the therapy child. My eldest son also needed therapy as he was going through things, you know, especially as they reach those teenage years, or, you know, the preteens into the teenage years tend to be the hardest for children who don't have excellent, really good social skills and everything else. And considering that, you know, we had the pandemic and everything else where they were at home doing homeschooling and stuff, at least he has one advantage. He actually has siblings and is able to communicate with people in games and stuff. And that's one of the big ways that my eldest son also was able to become more of a functioning adult, was that learning how to communicate that way. Yeah, they don't necessarily pick up on certain social cues, and unfortunately neither do I, which can be kind of embarrassing for myself. I'm actually pretty good at embarrassing myself. And I think that's one of the reasons why I tend to avoid a lot of the real social situations and things. And it's funny when I start talking to people or trying to make friends, they realize right away that um, that I have some communication issues. So yeah, there's that. um, and I was pretty much raised in solitude, but because of that, I did a lot of studying and stuff, and I still carry over that studying to learn things. Yeah, this is the stuff that what my son brought. He showed me he got at school. This is a little orange turtle. His favorite color has always been orange. It's funny. And then this cute, and he was asking me if I could turn that into a ring for him, which I can. I should be able to turn that into a ring because of the way it's on there, but we'll see. And then he brought me kiwis. They're already cut in half. Problem is I'm allergic to the hairs on kiwis. That I react a bit to it. Yeah. So yeah, if you didn't, yeah. Sorry. Brain's on a tangent right now. Give me a second. Regather. Pick up my thoughts. So yes. So don't let yourself get into panic over everything that's going on. Stay calm. Find somebody, a close friend. Look things up yourself. Find people that also can deliver the information to you in a logical way, not all this Trumpified crap that's going on. And as you know, our family likes to call him, President Felon, because that's what he is. He's a felon. He should not be in the White House. But hopefully, with the help of people that will be there to help support and everything else, things will work out. And even if there's people out there who don't think that you should do it, but whoever's in office, whether or not there's somebody you voted for or not, you want to make sure that you're praying for them, and wish all the best and positive energies, and however you want to look at it, so that way that they have the support that they need, even if they themselves are not capable, and that righteousness sees out through the end, regardless of what happens. Even though a lot of the stuff that's going on is really disturbing and it slows things down for a lot of people, if you can be a help to somebody else who's in panic mode, please do so. So many of those Trumpers, even though some of them are backpedaling now because of everything that they're finally their eyes are opening up and they're seeing, there's a lot of them out there that are still pretty nasty and lack empathy. So they come after people like me who want to be supportive of people. And yeah, I went into panic mode right away too. And that's not very becoming for myself or anybody else. It's that's how I am. But I generally stay on the happy side of things. Generally don't get too upset. I do get worn out pretty easily and very quickly, which is one of the reasons why I work from home and whatnot. And I'm still working on trying to get into the field, but I had to update everything today, which I don't like doing, but I did it anyway. Got everything updated. And it's harder for me to keep things organized than it used to be. So just like I said, everybody stay calm. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Please bear with everybody, your friends, family members. Even if they want to be combative, be the calm in the storm. Be the cool breeze that the hotheads need. Or light a fire engine, those people that need a little motivation. Like I said, just be the support person that other people need. So that's all. That's just a quick little up live. If you like any of my content, I do music on here. I do little builds. I do my miniature building and stuff, or practicing whatever it may be, even if it's just these little updates on this and that. Feel free to follow, subscribe, and things. Hopefully, we can grow this channel to be something that is positive and helpful for those people that need it. So, bye for now, and we will catch you on the flip side of the moon.